What's going on, boys? Hey, Joe, I just gotta ask. Did I see you on Wednesday scaling some walls?
Oh, my God. Dude,
jumping into a Capitol. I just...
You carrying the podium out?
I already saw that guy got arrested.
Did you have horns and a weird tattoo I've never seen
that
before?
Joe had the bear outfit on, actually.
Oh, my God. You know, if like...
you can't laugh at it.
If all they did was put masks on, like you should in big groups like that, like none of them would have been caught.
These morons.
None of them would have been caught.
They would have their face masks on. Yeah,
these morons all took selfies like in the middle of the fucking building.
Wait, no, but how about the
post it to their social media?
Yes,
doesn't take Sherlock Holmes to find you for that one.
How about the newly elected House Republican who live tweeted or live whatever, walking around like dude, if you're gonna be in here making decisions in like a week, you don't have to break in. Like
he wanted to find his office, you know.
Lord! Really, there was a guy who got voted in, and he was there early, walking around with the rioters.
Yeah. Well, he broke it like he was a part of it. Like he got elected because he was a part of that group. But
what state is that generally from?
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, it wasn't. I honestly, I forget the.
I'm guessing he's representative, not a senator.
Yes, absolutely.
Correct.
Yes, 100%. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Like when Pat, like we were all, because everybody was talking about it. When Pat brought it up, I almost kind of thought it was like a joke. Like watching it was like it wasn't a big deal. But then unfortunately that lady died, and then it got real. And then like I still kind of thought it was like, oh, okay, maybe like this is weird. This is kind of like stupid. It makes us look bad. And I didn't really understand like the ramifications until some of the real pictures came out with the guys with zip ties and handcuffs and like some of their like people talking about like shooting Pelosi and stuff. And I was like, oh, this was really a lot worse than these idiots just like jumping in trying to stop the election.
You say that, but I don't feel like there are really, other than hearing about the people that got arrested, I haven't heard of anything really changing because of this. Like, drastically.
No. You're right. Yeah. No, I don't.
Like, you would think this is an absolutely huge event. 1812 was the last time this happened.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
And that literally changed the government.
Trump saying he's not going to attend the inauguration. And
so I'm sure Biden's disappointed about that one.
No, you're right. He definitely wasn't.
Andrew Jackson was the only other president who hasn't done this. But you're right. It feels like this should be a bigger deal.
I feel like it should be a huger deal. Like these, like
and
this.
All we're talking about is, it's not right. Like, yeah, you're right. Like we should be talking about the issues that have gotten to these people to the spot where they think they need to, like, try to change the government. Like,
I think they shall be arrested and prosecuted.
Well, no, I hope. Well, I think that's
to whatever extent you can prosecute them. I would do it.
Yeah, and again, we don't.
You need to set an example. This kind of bullshit shouldn't happen. It shouldn't be allowed.
It's not an example thing. I mean, they should get in trouble. Yes, I'm not worried about their punishment though, in that this should be enacting change. Like this should be making waves in other things 100%. And should be changing things that way. Like, yes, they all did something illegal. They all should be arrested. They all should be charged for what they did. But this should be making some sort of change elsewhere.
Like nationwide, there should be this. Like, okay, our politics are so effed up that we have one side that is so radical that
we're like slowly inching forward, as silly as it sounds, but towards a civil war.
Yeah, like
I don't get that.
I don't. You're right,
but it's like slowly. It's
but you got these. The people that are actually like there's different levels where there's Trump supporters that just they don't care what he says, but they like his policies because they benefit from his policies, and that's a lot. That's of the people that voted for him. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then you have a super subset of that are these, I don't know how can I put this politely, these radical right wing people who take every word he says as a literal call to arms. Yeah. Which is very scary.
Yes, and I get but I do get what Joe's saying. Is like we keep the right and the left keep getting farther and farther apart, and it's leaving the people in the middle kind of having to inch closer to one side.
It's going to get worse now because you have one party.
Well, no, I think this is going to open up the discussion. Like, okay, hey, listen, we can't get this crazy on either side. Like, hey, we need to really talk as a group. Hopefully, I don't.
My experience has been in the last 3 administrations. Right, you've had. Yeah, I could be wrong on this, but I believe with Bush, at the end of Bush, you had he had all of it, didn't he not? For a while there, because that's how he got into Iraq. He had support.
Yeah.
And then Obama had, for a good portion, that's when he got Obamacare, he had his thing.
Yeah.
and then Trump obviously had his. So when you get these three lined up, you get such a push to the one direction that you get such a hard reactive swing the other way. Yeah. So I mean, the question is right now is it going to get? It seems like yes. The answer is yes. It's going to get a hard swing back left now. And then in 4 years or 2 years when the midterms happen or 4 years,
it'll go back to
it'll hard swing.
Well, no, it'll just where like Trump had nothing, could get nothing done.
Yeah. And we keep getting this fucking tennis ball, back and forth, and we're not getting anywhere, and we're not going to get anywhere until someone fucking sits in the middle and be like, all right, we need to negotiate like
100%.
Normal human beings.
Exactly. And but like Joe was saying, I think we were just getting two radical sides, and I think everybody needs it. Like I think. Hopefully with this will come in is to be like, hey, maybe we can't look at the most radical sides. Why don't we look at the people who are not that crazy?
Oh, and here's the sad thing, and this is like anything on the internet. It's the smallest group that's the loudest, and it makes it seem like it's so much worse than it is.
And but the problem is now they've made us look really bad in front of the world. Like,
you know what's interesting? I was talking to Dave Callis about this.
Listen, it wasn't like we weren't doing that before.
Yeah, I was like Dave Callis had a good point, and I agree with him. He said the two worst things that have happened to the U.S. in the last, I think he said 30 years, I think is what he said, are social media and 24-hour cable news. And I'm like, you know what? I would agree with that 100%. Because you get people that all they're seeing is they're getting one side of a story, and they're getting it beat into them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that's all they listen, and it's
you're in that fucking tunnel.
And that becomes their tunnel vision.
Like we talked about last week. Yeah. Here's the one, so I just want to highlight like two things of it, and then we can just get off it. Because again, we're not a political show, and it was really bad for our country. I think we can all agree on that.
Oh, it was fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's
embarrassing.
Yeah, it's insanely embarrassing.
The U.S. always prides himself on being the country that always has a peaceful exchange of power.
Yeah,
and without any issues. And then you these morons.
People, these idiots. You're right. Yeah. Like you could say it. Like, listen,
I saw one climbing a wall and dropping about 8 feet. And I loved it.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. No, I won't. I don't want to go into any of that. But there were a lot of things I saw. I was like, okay, this is one of those ones. I'm going to be honest with you. This older lady, this lady who lives in the suburbs, who's got a nice life, was like a moderate Democrat, and then Trump got to power, and she got exposed by her 18-year-old daughter. And she was a moderate Democrat until Trump came over. And then she just like kind of got like into the conspiracies and Donald Trump was going to save the world type stuff. Like, so she was like, her daughter said she was brainwashed, but she could also have been just like a little bit of a midlife crisis, wanted, saw this guy who was going to change
times. Yeah.
She went to the protest in Washington, D.C., told her daughter, her and her aunt were going to a doctor for her aunt. Very vague, nothing. And so daughter's like, okay. So she stayed home and was like watching everybody. The mother was antagonizing a African American police officer.
Oh God, no!
And the police officer just wailed off and hit her in the face.
I think I saw this today.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
And just busted her nose. And
her face got fucked up.
Oh yeah. And her daughter outed her out and was like, "This is like my mother was like moderate, like just, and Donald Trump somehow in that group just got her like crazy." But that's something in my head. I'm like, this is how it can happen.
It's fear mongering.
Yeah.
That's what he's done for 4 years.
It's a slow build. Like if you look at the stuff again, this is like if you look at the pilot version of Donald Trump when he came out, he was way less radical, way less like more, middle of the road. And now he's like a fucking cartoon character of himself.
What are you looking at, Chris?
No, nothing.
I mean, he's a fear monger, is what he is. He pushes, he plays on people's insecurities, and he pushes them to think like, he does what people do. If you look at all the great dictators, like a lot of them, they pick on something that that secretly motivates. Hitler did the same thing with all the people that were down. I'm not saying he's Hitler. I'm not going that far. Right, I'm just saying it's
you're saying how they play on their values and
they play to a base and they fear monger people into action.
Yeah. The only other nice one thing that actually almost got me teary eyed was there was a House representative who was he was Asian American. I believe he was immigrated here, but I could be wrong with that. But he did not he had no idea. He was in the House. He was waiting for his turn to debate for Biden and the choices and stuff. So he was just in his office. He had no idea that the Capitol Hill had gotten wrecked.
Oh.
And then he found out after security or whatever. And he came back to Capitol Hill and saw just how it was just fucking destroyed. He started cleaning up. And he's like, I love this place. I feel very blessed to be a part of it. and this hurts looking at it like this. He just started grabbing garbage bags, and it wasn't the lady who took the picture. It wasn't a police. He had no idea. Just a lady took a picture of him cleaning up. Like he had like 4 garbage bags full. And he was it cleaned out one area and he was starting to clean out another one. Then he had to go debate until like 4 a.m. as they elected Biden. And it was like, well, at least, if somebody cares about that's like the only thing I saw that was at all positive. And then they did elect Biden. They didn't allow it to stop them.
I think it was nice to see that at least like half the Republicans drop their ridiculous claims.
One of them made a very good speech.
It's over. It's fucking over.
Yeah. One made a great speech. I can't remember. I can't remember his name, but it was a very good speech. I thought he was just like,
the Senator of the House.
Huh?
Senator of the House.
You know what I did? Well, I did watch a couple of those, and I thought some of them, like, and then again, what kills me is the Democrats. Like, instead of being like, okay, like everybody knows that these guys fucked up. Like, we don't have to, like, we don't have to really. Why don't we try to make this as a come together moment instead of like just going in and attacking it again, attacking. Where I think the Republicans were like, all right, hey, like we've kind of fucked up.
I thought Pence's speech actually when they resumed was actually probably I haven't heard him speak a lot, honestly, because I think he's kind of nuts anyways. But but I thought his speech when they resumed was actually quite good.
Yeah.
When he's like, this is he condemned the actions, he came out very strong against it, and then he's like, all right, let's get back to work.
I heard
that was like twofold because he's basically saying like, I'm not gonna play to Trump's whatever Trump wanted to do, which he can't do, like say no to voting for it or whatever. But he did what he needed to do, which was good to see.
And so we'll get off it now. And I think you can't not talk about it and just pretend like we're gonna have a Saturday night pregame without the world's a little weird nowadays. I mean, with Bitcoin out the wazoo, you got the stock market not giving a crap about anything but just going. It
seems like the stock market is independent of any action that actually happens in the world these days.
So I think you just gotta. Yeah, it's crazy. The world literally 2020. I love all the memes now that like 2020 is showing 2021 how to like kind of just shit on everybody.
Like, hold my beer.
Yeah. It's like, no, like I saw one with the Joker teaching it like, hey, I got you.
I saw that one. Yeah.
And it's like, all right. And then everybody's like, the Thursday after that, like the Wednesday, well, we're going to start 2021 on this Thursday because it's a little quieter. Yeah. We're just going to forget about the rest of the world right now.
7-day trial period's over. Yes. We're gonna subscribe and see what happens, right?
There's another good one. What was it? It was 6 days in to 2021. You know what? Can I get my money back? Like, I don't like this. I'm just start over.
Sorry, you didn't follow the proper procedure. You're stuck with it.
Well, I think that's a good start to. Chris and Mai's favorite 2021 start is we're on the Carnival diet, but the Doritos 3Ds came out, and when were we grammar school? Or you think high school when those came out?
It was like
you might have been in high school. I've been in grammar school.
I think it was like toward the end of grammar school for me and into high school.
Yeah, and 3Ds were phenomenal. They were just Doritos that were almost Pop-Ums, poppable. If you have had the Lay's Poppables, which I think are really good, it's kind of very similar to it. And me and Chris went and got the 3Ds for everybody. We got the nachos and we got the spicy ranch. This is chili cheese nacho. That's not the same flavor. It was definitely nacho cheese, and the other one was just Cool Ranch. Yeah, it was just like so they are a little flavors. Different. Yeah,
they gotta fuck everything up, huh?
They're discontinued in the early 2000s, so it's right around high school.
I think the
flavor on that kind of tastes like a chili Frito.
It's chili cheese?
Yeah, that's what it tastes like a Frito.
No. One.
Let's try one.
These are so good. What do you think? I really like the spicy.
I don't get much spice in there, but
take a couple of those.
I'm not the biggest fan of the chili 3D. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I like both of them, but I like the OG so much better.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, between these,
have you had these ones yet?
Between these,
have you had these before?
No, I've never had these. These are not yet. I mean, I've had 3D.
You gotta have. You know what you gotta do? You gotta have 2 of each. You have to have one. Let the flavor, and then you gotta try again. And it's,
they're good. They're just. Yeah. I like the OGs a lot.
Between those and I kind of like. I prefer the Poppables to that right now.
Yeah, these. I don't know, Chris. I like them. You like them?
I do.
I really like these, but I don't know if they're the same consistency.
Chris, they're not. I don't think so.
They're not.
More like
they're more poppable.
They had more hole in them before. They were like a poppable. They were smaller.
Very much more airy, like an airy.
Yeah,
This seems like
it's a little more grainy.
It feels like a bugle.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
100% tastes like a.
Feels like it doesn't taste like a bugle, but it feels like.
All right, I'll call my guys at Dorito. We'll get it fixed. We'll get it right.
Chris, is that the first chip you've had in how long?
Almost a year.
Yeah, me too.
Holy shit!
Yeah. Impressive.
We're gonna. Those will get finished whenever they get finished, but. Fucking the Super Bowl. Me and Chris are going chip and dip all day, baby. Chip and dip.
Fuck the rest of the stuff. I want the chips and I want the dip.
Can't pass that shit up. I mean, I'm waiting for that day so I
Chris
can have some of that Cheetos popcorn.
Oh, yeah. They got Cheetos crunchy popcorn now. Did you see that?
Chris, are you abstaining on the potato skins then, or?
I'm gonna smash those potato skins.
No, that's gonna be like a cheat day.
All right, well, let's go into real quick the NFL games today. I don't know if you guys watched. Did anybody watch the Buffalo? What the hell was it?
Dallas?
Besides
no.
Buffalo Colts game?
Colts game.
Yeah, I watched with you, yeah.
I forgot that you were there with us. That was such a good game.
Yeah.
It was legitimately, the Colts could move up and down the field. They just were just fucking
I learned how much Peter McGraw hates Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills.
I don't want to go against the Bills Mafia, but that whole thing I don't like it.
I'll put you through a plastic table, baby.
I just, they spray the guy with the ketchup and the mustard, and and the announcer could not stop. Like,
dude, they haven't won a playoff game since 25 years.
Well, the fucking Bills haven't had a winning record since 2017.
But don't forget that the Bills also lost 3 straight Super Bowls. So they've had their fans have had a lot of heartbreak.
Yeah. And then the Rams and Seattle. I don't know what happened to Seattle.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Their offense was so dynamic. It was ridiculous.
The Rams have a good defense. I'm not going to say they don't.
Oh, no, you're right. Aaron Donald was killing it.
But also, like, they're playing the Jared Goff had to come in because the other quarterback got knocked out.
Well, yeah, he's got to have some real issue. Yeah, his neck went like, you're
I didn't see it,
straight. Like, somebody came like this, and that's his neck. So, his
just all that compression.
Spine. Oh, yeah, his spine and back was just...
Played it like an accordion, baby.
Yes.
Not good.
Yep. And then Jared Goff, with 7 days removed from a surgery. I think it's 7 days.
He's got like 5 pins in his fucking thumb.
And they won.
Yeah. Wilson had a really bad...
Oh, my God.
Wilson had a really bad pick on the screen.
The screen, yeah.
But that was... I don't know if it wasn't so much... It was just a good play on that corner's play. He read it. He knew it was coming. His accuracy was coming. And he got it.
We had me and Chris had the over. It was 42 points for the over. And we... At halftime, I think it was like 33 points. So all we needed was a touchdown and a field goal. Within 2 minutes, they had the field goal. So we were just waiting for a touchdown. Third quarter, you're waiting for one touchdown for the half.
Oh, you got Chris?
No. It was 4 fucking minutes in the fourth quarter that the Rams shouldn't have fucking scored because they could have just pretty much ran it out. But they fake runned it, threw a touchdown. I was livid. I'm waiting there for 16 minutes. I gotta wait for these fucking assholes to score a touchdown. Come on!
No, they didn't do that touchdown.
Yeah, the neighbors. I'm pretty sure the neighbors probably called the cops because we left right after that, and I'm sure they probably rang our doorbell because Peter was just like, "You stupid motherfucker!"
But they needed.
The idiots on Seattle. The guy muffed a punt.
Oh, that was bad. Yeah.
Is this a bad beat?
No, I won. It would have been bad beat if you were the under because.
Oh, you're just angry at how long it took.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Also,
that
it's also just because
that muff punt probably could have cost the Seahawks their season too because they probably would have drove that down and scored.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And they would have had a chance with the ball back with a few minutes left.
No, he muffed it and he fucked up.
That killed him right there.
You know what though? There was everybody's whining about in the Buffalo Colts game. There was at the end of the game, there was a strip, caught and then a strip, and they called him down, so the fumble wasn't released. And I feel like it was a makeup call because there was 3 other fucking calls early in the first half that were bullshit. Absolute dog shit calls by the ref.
Is that something refs will do? Like, oh, hey,
they will never tell you to do that. But I think
we kind of fucked up, so we're going to let this one slide.
Well, I know for a fact in the NBA they do that. Like
they do,
yeah. LeBron would be like, I'm owed 1. You owe me 1. And so you'll see at some point, like, that's a gimme call. But you're right. Like, in the playoffs, I'm totally kidding. I know it's not. Because they're not going to do that. In the playoffs, they're not going to try to fuck it up.
Unless they're betting on the...
they're betting somewhere else. But, I was so fucking pissed with the Bills. But
did we ever find out why Peter hates the Bills?
All right. So honestly, I'm tired. This is going to be bad because I don't want to push away Buffalo.
Are you sick of that?
I'm tired of hearing about the Bills Mafia. The only reason they're
jumping
fucking,
through tables. Is that what you're sick of?
The only reason
I can't believe Chris didn't know about that till today. By the way,
it's a minor bullshit WWE wannabes who they jump through tables and then they got this one guy who's like, "Could I have some ketchup with my hot dog?" And then they just spray him with bottles of mustard and ketchup. And it's like every fucking time we have to watch a Buffalo game, I have to watch this poor old man get sprayed with mustard and ketchup. Then I got to hear about Josh Allen and how many people just want to take him in the back and give him a little side session. Like, enough already. I'm tired of hearing about the fucking Bills. I'm sorry. I get it. They've had 25 years of brutal, and they're in Buffalo, New York.
Are you saying that back in the day when John Madden used to feast on himself on some Brett Favre, that you weren't in that? You're in that too?
Isn't that why everybody hates the Packers? We're tired of hearing about fucking Brett Favre.
No, I hate the Packers because they've beaten the Bears for my entire fucking life.
But
I love the Packers.
That's why I hate Brett Favre in those Wranglers commercials because of John Madden.
But I'll be honest with you.
You know what they should have done? They should have had John Madden narrate those commercials. God. Brett Favre's looking so good in those Wrangler jeans.
No, listen. Today was an awesome day of...
And then boom, and it's those Wrangler jeans that made that great touchdown pass, that 50-year-old guy down the field.
He's got like the pen marker, and he's like, you got to scoop here, you got to scoop here. They hug them cheeks.
No, it was a great day of football. I absolutely... Like, the NFL, I bet tonight's game sucks, and that's why we're doing a
podcast. The Buccaneers are up 9-7.
Oh, that's really... Who is...
Alex is not playing.
Yeah, he's not playing, but
they released Dwayne Haskins right now. They released Dwayne Haskins. So I don't know
if Washington scores...
Didn't Dwayne Haskins at the beginning of this season say he didn't want to be there anymore?
No.
He's
only second-year player. He had you don't say that.
Oh, he's the one that they. I heard that was controversial.
Well, no, he's an idiot.
Not controversial, but very odd that something like that would happen.
No, he's just they have a new. Here's what happened. He was drafted under an old regime, and the guys and Ron Rivera's like, Ron Rivera doesn't believe in him, and he doesn't want to be tied to him, and that's the end of it.
Yeah,
I heard there was some shit in the locker room that people weren't he wasn't respecting.
Yeah, that's right too.
Well, that's kind of like the fucking Phillies last week. How's that coach come back next year? If you don't know, the Philadelphia last week, they had the opportunity to beat the Redskins.
Well,
and they could have put the Giants into the playoffs.
Well, I guess one way you could do it is if that sixth round, that sixth pick that you pick in the draft is an impact player, helps you with the playoffs, and that would go a long way for him.
So they do bring him back. I guess the players up.
He's coming. No, he's coming back. The real question: what they're going to do at quarterback? That's more.
They'll get rid of Wentz. And if
Wentz has
that's actually not going to happen. No, I don't think that's going to happen.
Wentz has a death thing in his contract though. Like to trade him, his cap hit next year is fucking insane. So I don't know how they're going to trade him.
It's like $90 million or something. I heard.
No, but I don't think so. But the amount that he gets caught, if you would trade him or release him, his cap hit is insane.
So he'll be here.
He might be there. Yeah.
Maybe they'll trade and they'll figure out how to make it work. But yeah.
I don't know. I also don't know. I don't know if Jalen Hurts should enough.
I got these Doritos on my side here, and I'm on a special diet, and I can't be eating this shit.
I don't know if Jalen Hurts showed enough either to guarantee him a job either.
No, he didn't look. He looked all right.
Yeah. He looked okay.
You know who does not? I don't think it's going to be something.
You know who looked really good?
Well, no. You shut your mouth. You know who doesn't think looked good?
Third-string quarterback.
Nate Suffield, baby.
Miami's quarterback, the Tula, that they think is going to be something
Tulipa.
The one that keeps getting benched for Ryan Fitzpatrick when it matters.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's going to be anything special.
For fucking Fitzmagic?
Yeah. I think that that coach and that Miami team that coach is good, and that Miami team could be good if they get a quarterback.
They got a good defense. I don't understand. I don't get if this year, if they're ahead of schedule like everybody says they are,
I feel like I don't get quarterbacks like pitchers. Yeah, they put him in for 3 and then they take him out and put him in 1.
I don't get why you bench him though. You got to let that guy play and let him work through that shit to see if he can actually do it.
The coach is like, fuck it. The playoffs are never guaranteed. He's like, I can make the playoffs. I'm going to try. So he brings in his boy, the guy he actually likes.
Fitzmagic got his ass whooped by the Bills.
Fitzpatrick is one of those guys that he gets when he's hot, he's fucking good.
He's magic.
But he
he
is.
Right, yeah, that's right.
But when he goes bad, it gets ugly.
It's like Goff, or not Goff. It's Nick Foles. Yeah. Nick Foles is ridiculous when the pressure is up to. It's like some people when the pressure is on max, there are phenomenal.
I would say that Fitzpatrick over his career has been more consistent.
Diamond.
Yeah.
Fitzpatrick, I would say, has been more consistent than than Foles. Foles has been like really up and down.
But when
Fitzpatrick's been more consistent.
When you brought in Foles in that Atlanta game and the pressure was up to just turned up to 11. Yeah. He loves it. He's give me all let me get all of that.
Fitzmagic had some good years in Buffalo. Yeah. The thing about Foles is a fucking statue though.
God, he's terrible. He's just old now.
Fucking statue.
And you know what? I think I once this season ends and stuff, you know who I'm going to go to put into and put just a small bet on? Patriots to win the Super Bowl next year. I think people are going to fucking put Bill on the back burner.
They have the second most cap space. Yep. They're bringing a lot of their team back that opted out.
Yep.
And they're probably going to have a high draft to get a quarterback, the rookie quarterback, if they don't go get somebody else.
They're going to have Jarrett Stidham or whatever.
Stidham. Yeah. What do you think Cam's? I think Cam's.
I wouldn't bet him.
They were talking about him going to the Redskins. Ron Rivera. Again.
I wouldn't bet the Patriots to win the Super Bowl next year, but I would bet that they could be a playoff team
or maybe win the division.
Yeah, they could win the division. I can see that.
Fuck Buffalo. Just
Fuck Buffalo.
All right, Pat. What are we drinking tonight? What do we got here?
We have. I got it because it just kind of looked cool on the shelf. It's the Great Lakes Brewing Company Elliott Ness Amber Lager. I actually kind of like it.
All right, let's get into this. And then Joe was nice enough to bring one of our favorite. Oh, actually, no. I apologize.
It's Hofbrauhaus. It's not.
I fucked up. Yeah,
I thought it was 2.
You know what?
Hogarth's a shorter.
Yeah,
shorter.
This is phenomenal. So what is this?
So this is.
Rosemont.
Yeah, I think this is Hofbräu. No, it's not. It's Hofbräu.
Yeah.
Hofbräu. And this is the Hofbräu original Munich specialty.
And Joe will take you to your dungeon anytime you want to show you.
Hey, man.
Make sure you got that safe word out.
It's not bad.
Yeah, Christ.
I gotta try this next one. The amber.
I'm gonna try one of Joe's in a minute. I don't mind the amber though. It's kind of like it's like a toned down. Have you ever had the Killian's Irish Red? It's a toned down version of that.
No. All right, I don't want to.
It's not Coors Light. I don't know what it tastes like.
I don't know.
It's beer. It tastes like beer.
Beer.
Not to go back to what we started with in the Capitol Hill, but last night I watched. Has anybody seen the Edward Snowden movie with Jordan or Josh whatever?
JGO. Right?
Yeah.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah. Anybody see that movie?
No.
Yes, I have.
And I thought it was a pretty. Some of it was weird, but I like the concept and like just kind of actually really seeing what the government's doing.
But it also could be those. You know how factually I could go.
You're right. No, it was a little different.
Movies take a lot of liberties.
Because I've seen him on Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
and he did talk about his life, and so like the Hawaii stuff, he was by himself. Like he didn't have to like he just took stuff, and they didn't. No one was there to watch him. He was in a fucking office by himself. But it's insane what the government does, and people are like, "Oh, I already knew that." It's like, no, you suspected what the government was doing, and people are like, no, but now you really know that the government literally can go into anybody's computer. They go into anybody's computer. They can listen to everybody's calls. They can listen to everybody's texts, social media, and
nice.
I don't know how you feel about it, whatever. But my thing is, with this conspiracy theory I was thinking, is you don't think that more people like the government already kind of like. They kind of knew that people were thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I think the government can do it, but I also think that they're not worried about someone like they're not worried about the four of us. They're targeting certain people. To
That's not my thing. Was the Capitol Hill stuff? Is like some people ask like, how did it happen? And to me, a little bit of like a conspiracy theory is it feels like they kind of let it happen.
No, here's some weird stuff I saw.
I would disagree with that. But
here's some weird stuff I saw, and I listen. You take a snippet of any like 1 minute and with no context, and you just get to judge that moment as is.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to do that, and you shouldn't. But I saw some clips of like police removing barricades and people coming in, so I was just like, I was confused as to like what was going on. But then I also heard too that they knew this was going to happen, and they didn't increase security knowing that this was going to happen. And I was like, I don't know.
Or was it maybe just a storm of bad things that happened? But
it could just be a series of unfortunate events too.
Because you have a president who didn't who has the ability to increase security, but then does Congress have its own right to increase?
And here's the thing too. Even if he's like,
it just seemed like
even if he hears, hey,
it was just such an easy they just literally climbed some walls and were like, hey.
But here's the power of like high people in authority positions. Yeah. The word is law. So if you're like, hey, we're fine, we don't need it, somehow it travels down the line, and for him it's just a very dismissive order, but it has very large ramifications down the line. And that could have
But
easily
just
been
watching
part of
Edward
it.
Stone and what they're able to do and what they're able to stop and and again, it's a movie, but I have heard him talk on Joe Rogan and like their power and their ability to I don't know if this is still the case, but they were saying when Edward Stone was in Japan, they were setting up ways to shut down, like if Japan was not our ally, that we could shut their power grid like that. And it's like, holy fuck. Like,
we just recently, so a couple things. One, it kind of reminds me of Mr. Robot, where they talked about hacking. And
I love that.
They show some really great examples of what it means to actually hack, and it's not as like you're not coming in and doing like, it's like putting an SD card in a phone, and it's like a Wi-Fi thing, and
yeah.
But and then second, I just saw that I think we produced. Somehow we did something where we ran a test on a nuclear missile like dud and we were able to stop it somehow. Like we were able to stop what could be a nuclear bomb and prevent the fallout, which is earth shattering and changing because the thing always was one nation won't attack another because once you fire that missile, it's done.
What are you talking about, Joe? I watched Indiana Jones. All you do is get a lead fridge and you're good to go.
But that's a huge thing because now you have one nation that could possibly defend against this attack, and it completely changes the balance of any scenario.
Where they were talking is the one reason we haven't, I don't know if this is true, but one of the reasons we haven't had a World War III is because of nuclear war, and people know, like,
yes.
Well, also I think like we haven't had a world war because the weaponry nowadays is so much more advanced than it was. Like think about Civil War. You shoot. You gotta manually.
You gotta be there. Now you can just take a drone. And press a button.
Yeah, now and then even like World War II, you had machine guns, but you still had they were so primitive, and there weren't smart bombs, there weren't drones.
Yeah, the war today is nothing but IEDs and guerrilla.
If you look at like Vietnam, and like you couldn't find them to kill them. Like the U.S. had the most powerful military in the world, and they still couldn't. Yeah. They couldn't kill them.
They couldn't handle the jungles. Yeah. It's difficult. But I thought it was really good. I think it's like something, at least it's honestly something worth to watch. Just gives you an idea of what I don't know how true all that is. He did talk about it, and it seemed like a lot of what they had in there was right, but it was also made to be a movie.
Yeah.
But I think it's worth watching. I really do. I think it opens your eyes, opens to kind of some of the shit, and it's a little scary.
My dad saw it recently, and he can't stop talking about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's asked me multiple times, like, have you watched it? Like, that's a really good movie. Like, it is really good.
I don't know how you stop. You're not going to not use your cell phone, and your cell phone's a fucking complete. It's just a microphone.
Here's an interesting thing. You're not going to stop you
with your laptop.
Apple has a thing on your iPhone now that like if your microphone's being used, it will show up as orange on the top. Yeah. So if you're in an app and it will show you,
Apple's also a piece of shit company that is monitoring your shit as well.
Oh, for sure.
All
companies do that.
So let them know.
All of them do that.
But Google's the worst. Google will see your email.
Oh yeah.
I love when Google goes through my emails.
I'll tell you.
Here's something real quick. WhatsApp was acquired by Facebook. It was one of the most heavily encrypted messaging platforms. Now it's acquired by Facebook. They're just changing it now, so beginning of February, all your privacy things, it gets taken by them. So if you don't agree, they'll shut down your account, which is what you should do. And now everybody's getting a thing called, I think it's called Signal, which is like the new platform.
What is WhatsApp?
Who just tweeted them out was
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
And some different company.
Their stock just went up. Oh yeah,
no, it was a different company called 1,001%. Because he talked about it.
How dumb the stock market is.
I love the stock market.
But here's to go back to all of that, and I forgot what I had something that I want. It was not a conspiracy thing, but talking about them going through your emails and stuff and all that. So last weekend, Lauren and I were making food, and we're making salmon nuggets, and you have to take the scales off the salmon, and I'm cutting the back of the salmon off, and it's just I don't know if you've ever taken the scale, the skin off this salmon. It's not the easiest fucking thing.
Nope.
Both of our Facebooks and emails and stuff all show scale removers. Like machine, like things that like,
happens all the time.
and I get it, you have it all the time, but
it's like
so fucking
there's shit that Katrina's Googling on our network here, and I'll be like on my phone getting ads for like why am I getting these ads? And then like, Katrina, have you been looking up? And she's like, yeah.
Two days.
That's so scary.
2 days ago, Sarah and I have like started this whole like workout weight loss thing again, and she's talking about doing yoga every day. I am now getting yoga videos to populate in my YouTube feed, even though I've never searched yoga. It's like too much. It's ridiculous.
I want to make sure you can get the products you need, Peter. Yeah. Amazon's just going to be sending you shit from now on soon.
They know Joe is
by Sky. They got drones now.
Yoga.
And only in certain markets.
They know Joe's whipped, and Joe's gonna end up doing yoga, so they're getting.
I've done it. I did it today. It was awesome.
They should just get him the Pegger already at this point.
Chris,
Jesus!
Just don't get the one like in the movie Seven.
Little docking.
Just don't get the Pegger like the one in Seven, Joe. You don't want that one.
The what?
You ever seen the movie Seven?
Oh, that's a terrible one. It's like a big old blade up the booty hole.
Oh, blade, Lord!
Yeah,
have you never watched Seven?
No.
You should watch Seven. It's a good movie.
Okay, I'll put it on the
anyway,
list.
That's the movie.
What's in the box?
Yeah, that's the What's in the Box movie. It's good. Chris, can you remind me? Maybe you remember this? Why are German beers 11.2 ounces and not 12 ounces?
Oh, I have no idea.
The size of the glass.
I thought you knew that before. You told me.
No, I told you that. All German beers, like if you go,
they all are. Yes, as we've been doing this, I realize more and more that it is in fact you are correct that all of them are like that.
Wow, that's so weird. Chris is right. Jeez, why do you doubt him? Why do you doubt Chris? Why are you shocked?
Because the one time that I get right, you're gonna feel so good.
11.2 ounces equates exactly to 0.33122235 liters, rounded down,
or 330 milliliters.
Sounds like
330 milliliters, which is an extremely common bottle size in Europe.
Okay, cool.
What I say? It's the glass size.
But you know what's really interesting about their bottles are like. If you look at their bottles, like they have the shorter ones, like the Hager Shores and the Hogardens are shorter bottles. This one looks like, if you look at these, like they look almost the same, right? But it's almost like a little slightly shrunk down version.
Definitely.
I'm comparing, you can't see us obviously, but I'm comparing like a normal American
bottle versus you know what? America's always graded though because we
get you more, baby.
We get you more fucked up.
Listen, we haven't been invaded in I don't know how many years, so we decided to do it ourselves. All right, like
we're getting bored. We want to set this shit up.
Yeah.
Well, listen,
we want to tempt it, baby. We're
like Canada. Bring it, bitches.
America first, all the time, even in their own home invasion scenario.
UK listener we have. Sorry, UK.
Well, listen, Germany feels sorry for us, and they send us their baby beers because if they were to send us the real beers, they would give us 16.9 ounce beers, not 11.2.
That's you know what? When we can start moving around again, and this podcast is gonna fucking tour the world. I can't wait we're going to do an Oktoberfest podcast for sure.
Oh my God, I'd love that.
And Oktoberfest is actually in September, right? Yes.
Yeah. So it's going to be a little tough for us. But if we do it after September 15th, like that weekend right after, I think we'll make it work.
Das is good.
Yeah, Das is good. All right, well, so guys, last night I also with the Edward Snowden, I went to I have a book that's called Drinks and Vinyl or Booze and Vinyl, and it pairs you.
Scary stories,
and
scary records.
It gives you a record of vinyl with a drink, and I have Frank Sinatra.
Oh, I saw this. Yeah,
it's awesome. I had Frank Sinatra's vinyl, and it's fucking phenomenal. And so we were drinking his drink last night. One of his drinks. He's got two. He's got a tuxedo drink.
Isn't he a Jackman?
And he's got yes, he is. You're right, but his drink is a Manhattan, and a Manhattan is Manhattan is a rye whiskey, sweet vermouth, bitters, and a cherry. And goddamn, boys, we drink whiskey every fucking week. And that drink put so much fucking hair on my chest. Every time I had a sip of it, it was ridiculous. It was
are we having one now?
No, what are we having, Pat?
We are having it's called Penelope Birdman. It's a 4-grain straight bourbon whiskey. That's all I know about it. Oh, we can get the back if you guys want to hear the flavor combinations that you want.
Give me the flavor, baby.
Look for aromas of cream, butterscotch, hints of spice, smoke, and mint. On the smooth palate, sweet cream, roasted nuts, tangerine, citrus come through with a ripe pear, orange zest, and spice of finish.
I can't wait for that sweet tangerine, baby.
It's aged a minimum of 24 months, evidently.
Okay. Minimum of 2 years.
We'll go. I got this for my Flavor Hour subscription.
It's like a nice drink, but I can get why if that was his drink, I get why he died of fucking.
He lived a long time. He was like 80 almost.
I think it was but he died of like a really
but he was like
what was it, Chris?
He was old.
I don't know if it was syphilis or if it was.
He was not syphilis.
I think it was.
I think he had a heart attack. He had a heart attack, didn't he?
But he was having complications from that or liver failure or whatever the liver shit is.
I don't. He's like 80 though.
He had a heart attack in 1998 at the age of 82.
Okay, so he lived a nice life. Yeah. I also learned that this is an ounce and this is a half an ounce.
Yeah.
Yesterday. And I was pointing out the...
This is my rifle, this is my gun, this is for fighting, this is for fun.
Good Lord, Wikipedia's fucking huge.
Wikipedia? Yeah.
Alleged organized crime links.
Frank Sinatra?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course he was. He got Kennedy elected in the 60s.
So did Mayor Daley.
Yeah, him and Mayor Daley got Kennedy elected, and that's why they killed him, because he didn't play ball afterwards.
Wait, Kennedy was elected by the mob?
Yep. In Chicago, he got Chicago because of the... This is conspiracy theory stuff, by the way, but yes.
I thought you were telling me. I was like, this is fact.
Old Man Daley withheld votes in county of votes here in Chicago.
Here's a great story.
People voted left and right in Chicago, man. They voted early and they voted often, Joseph.
I got to meet Mayor Daley once. I went to Northeastern Illinois University my first 2 years.
It's the other Mayor Daley that we're talking about.
I know that, Pat. Let me tell my fucking story. Jeez.
My dad met him, too.
So... I was at school and I was like, holy shit, that's Mayor Daley. This is, several years ago. So, Jay Daley? Richard Daley? Jay Daley?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. I think it was
J. And I was like, ooh, I want to get a picture of this at least. And, I'm on the taller side, so I'm in the back and I start taking photos. But I just realized, I'm the only student. I just walked up to a bunch of photographers and started taking photos. All of a sudden, somebody sees me, a photographer, and he goes, "Oh, son, get in there. Take a photo with the mayor." And I get shuffled in, and the mayor's like, "Hey, what's your name, kid?" And, gives me a handshake, and I'm taking pictures. I'm like, I've literally not been in this for 2 seconds, and I'm sure this is going to make a headline. Mayor Daley talking to, a local student. Reporters were asking my name, and all I did is just want to take a photo. And within 5 seconds, I was taking a picture. They asked me my name and age. And then I got skedaddled out of there real fucking quick.
I got 2 stories put off that one. Real quick stories. It's people always think my dad kind of looks like Mayor Daley. I mean, and if you see that, they kind of look together.
Half an ounce?
I did 1 ounce.
Okay.
Right. And then if you want more, I can give you more. Don't worry.
No, this seems like you fucking.
It's the glass. It's the glass. That's why the glass sits in there.
Okay.
But anyways.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just I want to make sure my whiskey's right.
So people say my dad and the mayor look alike, but if you put them together, he's got a picture of them. They don't really look alike, but if you look at one, probably they're a little bit alike. So my dad is a real estate agent.
Wait, so they look alike?
They kind of look alike. Okay. And my dad went to when my dad went to
do they look alike?
Go to a showing one time in a house, and he goes to this thing and he knocks on the door. And the guy opens the door and he fucking slams it in my dad's face. And then he's like, "The fucking mayor's here! The fucking mayor's here!"
That's fucking hilarious. When we were growing up, my dad was trying to get ahead at he worked for the city for 40 years. And my dad, how you got ahead in the city was you campaigned for political parties.
Oh.
So my dad used to go door to door and get votes for Mayor Daley.
I could see Big Mike knocking on your door.
Oh yeah. And he had but how he made it innocent is he had his 4 kids with him. So we would just fucking trail my dad up and down blocks. They'd be like, knock, knock, and they would see us there, and they couldn't be jerks to my dad. He's like, because he got kids right behind him. I'll never forget that. It would be 5 degrees outside, and we'd be trailing my dad, and we're like, "What are we doing?" He's like, "We're working, kid. We're working." My dad never saw. My dad, it never did anything for my dad.
Aw.
Yeah.
I remember when Rahm Emanuel was going the first time. They had that big blizzard that one of the big blizzards the city shut down. Like,
so 2010.
He was it was right after the Super Bowl. Yeah. So I was shoveling snow in front of my house. I was taking my mom's car out, and all of a sudden like I see like a bunch of like photographers to my right, and like someone's like shoveling in front of me. I look up and fucking like Rahm Emanuel's there like getting some photo ops like shoveling in front of my house.
That is Rob Krupojevich, when he was running for governor, he was outside. I was going down to DePaul for class. Mm-hmm. He was out there shaking hands, helping, kissing babies. He helped an old man off the like CTA. He comes over and he shakes my hand. He's like, "Are you voting today, son?" I was like,
"No." He's like, "Fuck you." He's like, "Fuck you."
I was like,
"Why am I wasting my goddamn time with this guy?"
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, okay. Well, listen, it's your right to vote or not to vote." And then he kept walking, but he was hoping I was going to.
Then he kicked the old man down the stairs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. Then he stole his $5 out of his pocket.
Oh
God, he was such a corrupt. And then Trump. I want to see. I can't. You know what I can't wait for is Trump's pardons.
He's gonna pardon himself.
Yo, for sure. He's gonna
try to. At least
he's gonna give himself the rainbow, like murder, everything. He's just gonna, I'm gonna give myself a little combination of everything.
For the next 5 years, all the shit I did do and didn't do and might think about doing, I'm gonna pardon it all.
All right, boys, let's give it a shot. Let's
try the
Penelope
do this.
Birdman. Yeah, Chris.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's not bad.
I like that.
Do you get all the?
It's very. I like a sweet bourbon.
I can really taste the tangerine.
I get the cream in there. It's hot in the cream.
It's so
Did you
thick.
just chug that down, Joe?
Yeah, I thought that's what you were doing.
No.
I saw the glass up on your side for a while. I was like, oh yeah, because it's only a tiny amount, so I took the whole thing.
Because you took the whole thing.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
It's so good. It's so once it's your lips, it's so good.
I'm not gonna lie. I taste that like thick bit that they're talking about. Whatever that like, what is it called?
Thick bit.
What do they call it? The
cream. You taste
the shaft.
The aromas of cream, butterscotch, and spice.
Sweet cream.
The thick shaft.
Cream, butterscotch.
Oh, the butterscotch.
Okay. He likes the butterscotch. And the hints of,
oh, God,
and that thick shaft.
It was smoking. It's not bad. I like it.
No, I like it a lot, actually. This is one I could drink this one with a nice stogie.
It's sweeter.
It's one of the
sweetest ones.
I chose this one. I went through all the...
It was the cheapest one on the shelf.
No, it was actually...
it's part of the flavor.
Yeah, it's part of my flavor thing, and the options of I went through all the options and I picked the most expensive one, and this was the most expensive bottle on the group.
Oh, okay.
Fistful of bourbon again.
That's a good move.
I could have got fistful of bourbon, yeah.
I almost bought bullet bourbon, like a little bottle, to bring here, and I'm like,
he's got a fucking gallon of it.
I know. That's yeah.
I got rye whiskey or bullet rye whiskey last night for the Manhattans.
Oh
it takes rye whiskey, and it was like.
Could have done your whistle pig.
You could, yeah. I was on my way down and I went and picked up and it's really good. But it's gotta be that sweet vermouth that makes it that much because it's a wine. So you're adding wine to a whiskey. I don't know. It was hot.
Oh
as shit.
wow!
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a Manhattan.
You know what I want to do? I think it's more of a Christmas thing, but I think I would have done it like once or twice at a bar somewhere, but a hot toddy. Which is a hot whiskey tea drink type thing.
I mean, it's winter. I think you can still do it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. I'll do
cold
that
for the next 3 months. You got plenty of time.
I'll plan that for next weekend.
Whenever we, but hey, indoor dining is open up next week, baby.
Supposedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. I think still gonna give it a little because I don't know where I honestly don't have no idea. The only nice thing about this week was that COVID is
indoor dining. Indoor dining is not the same as bars, though, correct? It's just indoor dining.
No, yeah, you can only
bars are still closed.
Bars can be open if they offer.
I think people are just giving up. I think people are just done. Honestly,
I think people are starting to see or what feels like the light at the end of the tunnel, and they're like, "Oh, the vaccine is out now. Like we're gonna get it eventually, and we'll all be okay." I mean, we can start going. And I think
why work's very interesting because we have a lot of they obviously track the restaurant industry very closely because it's we make our money off the restaurant industry. So to watch they say certain states in the South they're their COVID levels and their pre-COVID levels are basically the same now, but obviously places like California here places that have more restrictive measures.
We had a cousin who was
are really locked down still, and and the revenue differential there is insane still.
Well, no, I get that, but you know what's weird is.
But there are. I'm saying my point is
it's just my
points are parts of the country that are a lot or close to being back to normal.
Oh, I mean, half
at least dining out.
Half of Illinois is wide open.
Yeah.
But you go south.
It's supposed to be closed, but it's not.
Yeah, south of Chicago.
I have a buddy. I have a buddy.
Also, south of Chicago, there's nothing in Illinois to go to. There's really nothing there.
I have a buddy who's a homeschool kid, and he lives way out there in the burbs. And he's going out to the bars out there. They're wide open, no mask, nothing.
Well, that was like Geneva was the same way.
But this is like in Illinois, just like
I mean, you could if you leave Chicago, you could go basically south until you hit Nashville, and you're not missing you're missing any hot spots between then and there.
Here's the thing, you know what's kind of crazy is this fucking Illinois has created or Chicago like kind of created like almost not a fear but like a mentality for us. You go like we were in Lake Geneva last week, and you go in there and people aren't wearing the mask, and you're like, you fucking animals. But it's like. People see us with masks on. Like, what the fuck are you doing, you idiot? You're like, you're indoors. Like, you're 6 feet apart. But I'm just saying, like, in Fighting the Kid, Brandon Schaub talks about this. Like, they went to Florida, no one's wearing a mask, and he's like, what are we doing? Miami is
like normal, like it always is.
Yeah, like, no, it's worse because like people are going there, people are moving there, and like they're leaving to go there because like they want to be. And it's like you come from like California, you go there, and you're like, holy shit. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, we're in a pandemic. And it's like, they're like, what are you doing with a mask on, you idiot? Like, party. Woo! It's a weird vibe.
For me, I'm like, it's the minimum you can do. Like, just put the mask on.
I mean,
it'll help a little bit.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying like that.
I know, but it's like
so different.
It's like two sides of a coin.
I was thinking it's like how, if it's affected your family, you probably treat much differently than people who is not affected.
That's true. Like, yeah, if you're living on your own and you're not seeing your parents, like, me and Chris have to be, and you guys have to be, like, not that our parents, like, count on us, right? But, like, you see your parents enough that it's like, all right, like, it's a little different. Like, I want to be in Lake Geneva. I wanted to go to that fucking Max bar, and I wanted to party. I want to have a good time, but it's not the right move. Like, until my parents are vaccinated, it's not the right move. Like, I'm hopefully, God willing, knock on wood, I'll be fine. Mm-hmm. But my parents are just not. It's not a situation I want to put them in. I don't want to be the reason. It's okay. I can hold off until they're vaccinated, and then I'll just do what I want to do. But it honestly for me, it's weird. Like, me wearing a mask. We're in the gym. And people are on the treadmill. Somebody gets next to me. Somebody was on the treadmill next to me, which they technically shouldn't be because it's every other treadmill. But he's literally got on the run next to me. Puts his mask on. I swear to God, I stared at him until he put his mask back up. I was like, there's no chance.
When I went to buy beer today, the guy he started getting, some guy bought a shit ton of liquor before me. And so he's scanning this, and he's starting to get tired. So he takes his mask down so he can breathe. Yeah. And he's breathing heavy already because he's out of breath moving all this liquor.
He's like, no fucking breathing, asshole.
And I just thought, like, the whole point is, like, now you're breathing heavier. You want it up even more. Like, this is the reason. And it's just like, so silly.
But I know that they've scientifically proven that wearing a mask doesn't really affect. I don't know. If you ever run with a mask on, it's not.
It's hard.
Doing a workout in a mask, it's not the easiest thing in the world.
No,
There are times where me both, like, I thought I was a pansy. There were times where I had to walk out of the gym because I almost passed out because I was just not getting enough. And Chris is like, and then Chris did it too, so it's like, okay, it's just not me. Sometimes when you have the mask on too hard and you're not getting enough good action.
You just push it too hard.
Yeah. Oh, brother.
I read that I read earlier today they're talking about putting that mask stuff on through June, I believe.
You know what scared me?
That makes sense, though. I mean, I thought
people don't want to talk about this. The vaccination has gone very slow. They keep saying ramping it up, and it's like
it's not going that effectively.
Yes, it's just not going very well. But they're talking. I read a couple articles, Joe. Just toss out. I'm sorry, that was probably it was really quiet. And we get it. We're working on our sound levels. We're getting our microphone together. Just a little behind the fourth wall. But I read an article that 2021 you could just throw it out. And I can't believe that. Like, I've read a couple articles that saying, hey, listen.
You can just throw it out?
Just like 2020. Yeah, just
like you're done.
2022 is going to go. Like, 2022 might be the year. After they...
Oh, like, really?
Just forget it.
I mean, when I look at my, like, all the concerts we might have rescheduled, like, I would be shocked if we go to anything.
That's insane to me that I couldn't believe that we're talking September 2020. Now we're talking 2022. And it's like, I have to believe it because every time I'm like, there's no way. Like, our Mexico trip, I was like, there's no way we're not going to do that. Okay. We'll have to maybe in the summer. Summer's over. The fall? Really? We're gonna wait till the fall?
When it started, I legit thought of my birthday in August that it'd be normal.
I was jealous. I was like, "Fuck, man,
Joe's gonna be the only one with the COVID birthday."
I was like, "I'm gonna be the only one with the COVID birthday." Yeah,
everybody's in it. You might have 2, Joe.
Fuck yeah, man. I will.
You might be the only one with 2.
One for sure.
But we're just throwing out 2021 already.
I didn't even hear that. That's because
I think you might be able to travel a little bit, do some stuff. But I mean, if you're talking large scale events.
Listen,
I think it's very unlikely.
I went into the office yesterday. There were so many people in that office. Like, it was packed. People were wearing their masks all up in the hallway and stuff. And usually it's only like 3 people, and it's a pretty big office. But they're all talking about going traveling and stuff like this, and the traveling that they did. And I'm like, wow, these people are like going everywhere.
That's what I'm thinking too. Are we being pansies and not?
I don't know.
On Snapchat, people are like in the Bermuda, Mexico. It's like, shit. Am I? It's hard. It's really a hard line for me. Like, do I do this or not do this? Like, what do we want to do? Like that, because I want to be more. I want to do more. I'm so tired of this. But at the same time, it's like,
it's a game of patience.
Yes. Yeah. Am I jumping the gun and then I get it and then I hurt somebody?
Yeah.
And I couldn't just wait. And then like tomorrow it's over. Like I get it and then tomorrow it's like, oh wait, we figured out how to stop this. We're good. That's how I know it's going to happen.
I mean, this time of year, I think like with which is our job and stuff, like I don't think anybody's really going to be pushing out. I mean, I think when it comes like May, you might start like
when summertime comes and the fun you could do. Yeah, that's when.
At that point, if we're not through this, we're going to buy a fucking lake house and we're just going to live out there.
If it's not here, you might think of doing something else at that point. Be more willing to risk.
Hey, let's just. There's a lot of old, creepy men out there that have access to this shit because I've been hearing about all these CEOs and shit selling off the fucking vaccine to all their friends and shit. I say we get nice and tight with a nice old man, paint him with the opportunity of a possibility
of selling Pat Lynch.
I'm just saying, like, we may all have to put a little something on the line. Get this vaccine, and then we can. And then,
so where did this come from?
and then we're fine, and then we're good, and then we can do all the traveling we want.
Joe went from tasting Big Shaft and cream out of a whiskey to.
Good Lord, Joe.
Anybody want to? I really like this.
I'll do another.
You want to do a full? You want to have?
Yeah, I want a full one. Don't give me the Pat Lynch pour.
I did the same amount he gave you.
Okay. Bullshit.
No, you didn't. I'm not gonna lie. When you poured mine, you missed half my glass.
You might be right.
There was a huge spill right there.
I did spill. I'm sorry, Joe. That's a good point.
All right. So here's the other thing. I realized. I woke up this morning. I drank a quarter. We drank a quarter of the fucking rye whiskey bottle last night. I was like, holy shit, 2 people with a quarter bottle? Like, all right, we need
Was it really more like...
Me and Sarah did a bottle of wine.
No. I was the one who was like tapping out. I'm like, nah.
You know what? Me and Sarah did a bottle of wine, and we did that drop it thing that Katrina did, which is fantastic because I had to wake up today and teach boxing, so I had no hangover. I was fine. I went.
That's supposed to fix your hangovers, fix your headaches that follow wine constantly.
Whatever. I had no problems in the morning.
You're the man, Joe.
I'm not a wine person at all. No, I cannot get behind wine.
I like a Riesling every once in a while, but I'm not a wine.
I'll do it occasionally. I don't like it at all, but if you give me a red and it fits like the meal, I could do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what it was.
I don't know.
To me, I mean, I'm not a wine person. To me, it all tastes the same. Like all the wine, like all the reds taste the same, all the whites kind of taste the same. Like I don't really get a difference.
I think it's like a whiskey though. I think because I've never been a whiskey drinker till like Chris really got into it, and then cause I was never a hard liquor drinker.
No.
And then Chris kind of was like, "Hey, let's just," and it literally started. We were lucky enough to start with Pappy, and then from there, like Chris got the McKenna.
It's evolved over time.
Yeah. It's like beer too. I mean, there are people who don't like beer, and they fucking they start. You know what you start like? I remember. I'll never forget the first time I had beer. It was like I had to mix it with Coca-Cola to make it like.
I used to think Miller Lite was like the best beer.
For years,
I still think Coors Light's the best beer.
For years, I didn't drink beer. I would just do shots because it was the fastest way to get drunk without having to taste it. Yeah. It all tasted terrible to me.
That is accurate. That's
our buddy
Mike. Like a miserable hangover every day.
Yeah, I just drank shots. That's what I did.
Wow.
For a long time. Yeah.
I'll never forget. He's like, yeah, I'll take
it wasn't until I met you guys.
I remember that.
You want vodka shots, yeah.
Fuck.
I'll take a vodka shot. Wait, what?
I remember the first time I met you guys. Yeah, you guys were what introduced me to Coors Light, and I was like, oh, we just drink beer the whole time? Like that's okay.
You're like, let's do shots. I'm like, you're like vodka. I'm like, no, I don't want fucking vodka.
Vodka and Rumplemans.
Yeah,
vodka and Rumplemans.
I'm like, can I get a SoCo, please?
SoCo was really good.
Can I get the most,
fancy
shot I can get, please? You have rum shot back there? Can I get rum shot, please?
That reminds me of the fucking days when we used to dance at High Tops. No, it wasn't High Tops. It was Chris.
We didn't dance at High Tops.
I know it's at High Tops. The Goldies bar we used to do on Saturdays once a month.
Oh, the Hideout.
Hideout.
Oh,
I miss those days.
Malt Shop, man.
Malt
that was
Shop,
so
baby.
good.
I read the article. It sounded like that bar is going to somehow survive the Sterling development over there.
Really?
It sounded like it was going to be around.
There's a lot for sale back there. Got to look at it, right? Like a block off the Home Depot.
Is that we're going to do the
I'm just saying,
remix?
yeah, just buy the lot, put up a shack. That place is going to fucking blow up.
That development's going to be insane over there. It's going to be so shitty driving over there. It's going to be so shitty.
Oh, yeah. It's already shitty driving
that's what I'm saying. It's going to be
what's kind of crazy, though? Like, just thinking about traffic. I know we've gone on this a million times, but just thinking about how easy sometimes traffic
I got home. I went to work yesterday. I got home in literally 12 minutes.
Yeah, wow. It's fantastic. I've been so lucky and so blessed. I've only recently started to feel rush hour just a little bit.
It's car to getting in my car downtown to getting in this house. It was 12 minutes.
There are times where I'm like, oh, pandemic, and then it's like, okay, fuck, I'm tired of pandemic. And then I'm like, I drive and I'm like, this is not like I can leave work at 6. And it takes me 30 minutes to get home.
I'm not gonna lie though, it might not be. I mean, in the future, it might not.
No, I know.
There's gonna be more and more work from home. I think
from home.
It's gonna be. My company has been talking about this chatter about like we might never go back. Like
I don't know.
Fully
so I've never done. I haven't done what you guys have done, so I don't know how it is. But for me, I've always, and I don't have to wear like dress, like not dress.
I don't either. I'm casual.
But no, but I don't have to. I
doesn't have to, but
I like to go like dress pants and like casual dress pants, casual dress shirt. Like just feel like it's not. I don't want it to be every single like you know what I mean, like a normal day.
Yeah,
like, I want this to be set work, go to work, come back, like, and then that's it.
As someone that has worked from home, and the biggest benefit for me is I got a dog during this, so that's the biggest reason I'm happy I've had that opportunity. But every week I have to go into the office at least once and do a couple things that you just can't do from home. And I really love just having a space dedicated to that where it's like, hey, this is where I'm working, and when I leave this spot, I'm done, and then I'm home, and then this is my spot to relax.
I mean, there are definitely
I've definitely caught myself working way later than I should because I'm at home and I'm like, oh yeah, I could just like start cooking food, and then I go back to work, and you know, like it just
100%.
So
and I catch myself working way more.
So there are a couple. Yeah, I would agree with that, Joe. Like, I mean, there's a couple things like I have to go in the office like you once a week I go in, but it's like, you know, when you're at home, there's pros and cons. Like the con is definitely like the lack of separation, and I work later, I work different hours, but also there is more flexibility at home too. Also, like I do enjoy getting up and like literally taking a shower and walking down the stairs. That's all I gotta do.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets me an extra 45 minutes to an hour a day of sleep.
An interesting article I read recently talks about the cost what
Chris is just thinking like because we get up and fucking
extra 45 minutes of sleep.
We go to the gym.
Fucking out the door up at 5:30, out the door before 6.
Yeah, I get up at like 7 these days.
Fuck you.
That's an early day 7.
But I read this interesting article, and I've had this recently. A part of this. They talk about the rise in cost of working from home, using all that electricity.
Well, my heat bill is way more high this year because Katrina and I are both in the house the whole time. So
there's like these costs that are incurred by just being home more. So electricity, internet usage. I recently 1 month had almost reached 1.5 terabytes of data because I'm scanning stuff and signing things. No, but if
slows you down, right? At a certain point.
If I had reached a certain point and I'd gone over that, it would have cost me something. But My electricity bill has definitely gone up because I'm using more.
But that also is offset.
I don't know my electricity bill. I know my gas bill in the winter now. I know because we used to leave, my thermostat would just go down to like 66 and it would turn back up when we'd come home.
But this article talks about the incurred costs that you take over your entire period. Like it gets taken off the employer. They don't have to rent as large a space. They don't have to have as many computers. They don't have to run as much electricity.
But the offset for you is that you're also not driving as much, so your cost of the car is cheaper.
Your commute. I bet you commute.
Like, I haven't bought a train ticket since fucking.
Oh yeah, my mileage has gone down significantly.
Yeah, no.
Your gas and your wage.
But it's just an interesting thing. Like
our lives have not changed at all.
No,
like it's ridiculous.
You know what's interesting to me is like I hired an employee and I've never physically met my accounts payable person that works for me.
Buddy of ours' girlfriend got a job like 3 months into COVID, and it blew my mind. I was like, "You can do that right now?"
My entire
her whole thing was over Zoom,
yeah.
and then she started working remote.
Mike moved the job. I can't imagine. How like for me, like I don't know anybody, but for me, how I always used to impress, because I'm not the greatest person, but is how I used to impress is I would be the first one in the door and I wouldn't leave. I would wait. I would work and find things and learn till like everybody left. Yep. And I would do that for months so that they knew I was reliable. I could learn. I would be there to learn.
I mean, I did.
And it's ridiculous. Yeah, and then how do you do that in COVID? You can't do that.
Dude, I have to tell this story off the podcast to get into it, but I have a couple of people I work with that are not happy that we're not in the office. Mm-hmm. And
that is what it is.
And it's like, there are a lot of people that are saying like, hey, just for health reasons, we can't risk this. But other people like productivity's going down because we don't have that person-to-person interaction, which is true.
It is 100% true.
But I feel like I'm working more and doing more.
Yeah.
It's like a trade-off.
Okay, so
I'm also a workaholic and a bit neurotic when it comes to work.
We're a little different. Like, we're not saying but some people take this opportunity and they'll just do their 9 to 5 and it's a little. Yeah, your cat's calling you, your dog. Your
I have to check in with my team much more than I would do if I was sitting 2 feet from them in the office.
100%. You wouldn't worry about them.
So I check in with people and I do check-ins, see what they're doing, and I have to know what they're doing to make sure that if someone asks me what they're doing, that I know what they're working on a daily basis.
Yeah. I'm constantly updating. I find myself doing that. Like, hey, this is what I'm doing now, because hey, I'm gonna start doing this. Do you have this? It's like it's a lot of like. I find myself putting myself the ball in the other court and just being like, "Hey, I'm doing this stuff. Are you doing it?"
You're sending emails you would never send before to check into what you're doing.
Yeah. Yes.
You're also a very simple a conversation that would take me.
God, is it so different from
like 6 months, a year ago? I would have literally walked over to a person's desk 5 feet away from me, asked them 3 questions, walk by my desk, and they've been done. That takes me now like an hour and a half over like a course of 5 emails to do the same
task. That's stupid. Yeah, that's so dumb. That's the fucking productivity they're talking about though, because that takes. And it is kind of ridiculous, like me and Chris, but this is everybody's lives are a little different, and we're all accountants, and that's kind of our livelihood, and as an accountant for us, compared to you guys, is so much different. Like I don't have anybody who's watching over me, and I don't have to worry about anybody asking me, but it's on me. So if I don't get shit done. Like that money, that anger, that disappointment is on me, which is it's like a lot of responsibility. But at the same time, it's like but it's on my pace. Where you guys are like, Pat's a lot different. Like Pat's got employees where he's got to make sure they're good. That scares me to shit. Like I don't trust anybody.
It's weird for me. It's more like for me. It's more downstream though. Like my I don't get much coming towards me. Like they know that they trust me that I'm doing my shit. It's more like I have to make sure that below me is getting done so that I don't look like an idiot to them.
It's just such a and it's really nice.
I was thinking of the dynamic that you have at your company right now because of
my company.
What's going on with me? I'm just like, wow, Peter, Chris. I was like, I even wonder what they're different like.
Nobody
and I've just been thinking about the jobs I've had and the interactions and how
the biggest change for me, like my company, and it's my boss. Like we had a new CFO that started in last December, and like I mean, from December to when my boss went maternity leave in March, hardly ever talked to the guy. Like very nice guy, but hardly ever talked to him. like since from March to now, like I have bi-weekly meetings with them every other week.
Yeah, we started a thing like we talk 3 of the 5 days a week in the morning, just to like
and that's
check in.
See, that would be nice.
Which is great because then that allows for certain other things to happen that wouldn't normally.
Yeah, for me and Chris, it's so different. And I'm not gonna speak to you, Chris. You can, but because Chris is doing a really good job of learning. I don't want to speak for you, but you're just doing a great job of having your employee start to learn on his own, and Chris is becoming a much more reviewer. But for me, my job, they don't understand accounting. They don't care too much about accounting.
Oh,
that's every company.
But so like
no. Peter's company, like I have some dealings with Peter's company, and they literally have they know Mr. Anderson who works there, who's my boss and Peter's boss, and Peter.
Yeah.
They know that they're there and they work for them. They have no
because the problem why? Because we do such a good job that they never get. They have no issues. Like they don't understand how much goes into it because there's never any issues for them. They always get paid on time. Money's in the accounts. Things get paid when they ask to get paid, and it's so ridiculous that like they're so oblivious that we do so much. They're just so oblivious. And I'm grateful for my job. Like I'm not trying to say, but it's just like it's nice to hear that like when you do a job, like other jobs, like people, like you're in communications where they're like, hey, fuck it. You guys are doing what you're doing. We're not going to bother you. We're not going to bother you.
I've talked to directors in my company where they literally think that we have 5 people, like myself, another accountant, my two team, and like our controller. They think that we fucking pay bills. Like that's all they think we do.
Yeah.
Like they think that all we do is pay bills. Like I'm like, and I look at them like, do you think there would be 5 people to pay bills? Like Jesus Christ.
This fucking whiskey is so nice. I like this a lot.
It's very sweet, which you don't get in a whiskey.
It's very smooth.
It's very smooth, yes. It's nice. I like this.
I
get it again, for sure.
Like this is like a McKenna, like we should look in to see what kind of.
When this bottle goes down, I will definitely get some more.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that was Penelope Birdman, just in case. It's a very nice, smooth, sweet whiskey.
Straight
80
bourbon
proof.
whiskey.
Is that strong?
80 proof means it's on the lower
40%.
Maybe that's it. Maybe it is a little bit. Maybe it is a little. That's maybe another reason is it's just not as high alcohol content.
No, normally they're in between. Like the low end's like 40.
What's McKenna at?
I think it's about. I would assume about like 43, 45.
Yeah.
That one may actually be higher because of the fact that it's a 10-year bonded whiskey. Maybe some of them like get up to like 50, but like you won't see much higher than 50.
But it's good though. I like it.
Yeah, it's real tasty. I like it.
Do we want to throw on the podcast the Scotch idea, or do we want to at some point? Because I haven't really gotten it. I've gotten into it a little bit.
Oh, do you want to discuss it now?
Yeah, I mean a little bit.
This is off podcast.
I mean, we're not. Well, it's an investment.
I think we should talk about Joe Keneally's picks for tomorrow. Is what I think we should talk about.
It's Joe C. Stone Cold Lock of the Century.
But I also want to go back to this because I kind of want to. I want to discuss the idea of owning a well, maybe we can get into it at some point, but just an investment idea is getting a barrel of whiskey and owning a Scotch.
A cask of whiskey. Of Scotch whiskey.
Cask, possibly a pallet.
I didn't quite understand.
Do we get said tasting of said pallet?
You could go to Scotland and actually visit that's what was a part of it. You could visit your barrel.
Michael, I haven't had time to read it, Joe. I'm sorry, I haven't had time to read it.
No, it's okay. I just threw it out there.
I love the idea. And I don't know if
I didn't want to throw it out on the thing that we had earlier, but I didn't think that was the best place, so I was just like...
No, I love the idea. Could we do something that would, like, bourbon or...
So the one that they have right now is Scotch, and that's a 2020, and that could be a rare one because of COVID.
Because everyone wants that 2020. Remember that great year you had?
No, because of the lack thereof.
It was a joke.
Okay. See, I like where that intrigues me.
The lack thereof, but that one we'd have to act sooner rather than later.
So what? Okay. So my question is: are you able to buy just a cask, or
no? You could buy a barrel or a cask. Sorry, a cask. And that goes for X amount of dollars, or you could buy a pallet, or you can buy as many as you want.
So you don't have to buy the whole entire pallet.
I don't want to say you can buy as many as you want because it's a limited investment group in some manner. But yes, you can reserve and then buy.
So what do you have a ballpark in what the pricing of it?
It looked like in the email it's about like $17,000 for the one, and
$17,000 for a pallet.
Okay.
Yeah, and it'd be like $3,500 just for like a cast.
I thought it was 2 point maybe. Okay.
It was but it's in British pounds.
Oh, sorry, that's right. Yes.
So we're getting doubly fucked for the exchange rate.
Just give an idea is, as 4 guys who have a little bit of, like, we've worked really hard, we got a little bit of discretionary income, we're always looking for ways to invest our money.
I saw a lot of blood and semen.
Yeah, for sure. And one way is maybe we really do enjoy good alcohol, and why not invest in, there's an opportunity to invest in some Scottish, or some Scottish scotch.
Yeah.
And that's what we're kind of looking at.
Yeah.
Is it a well-known scotch?
I
apologize. I've not read it.
No, it's okay.
I've looked up the company, and they do have a bunch out there. They do have a bunch of different types of scotches out there and everything.
Should we perhaps get a bottle to try it for it?
We can't get a bottle of the one that they're.
I'm saying, like, obviously not now. Yeah. But like what they have out there.
If we were to do this one, we'd have to reserve in the next month, like within the next 2 to 3 weeks. We'd have to reserve and then put the cash down.
The other issue is I've looked the company up, the distillery up, and I couldn't find anywhere in the United States where they were selling their scotch.
So here's the thing: it's a European company.
Yes.
The places that they deal with are usually in Scotland or Ireland. It's usually Irish whiskeys or Scottish Scotch.
Yeah, Scotland,
Scotland, Scotch. Scottish Scotch. Scotch whiskey. Scotch.
Window.
And this one is 2020. And they do it about, I think, 6 times a year. Okay. That they have 6 opportunities a year with the companies that they work with.
Well, I appreciate.
And this is the last one of 2020.
I appreciate you guys coming. Let me at least throw that out there. I thought that was really interesting.
I really need to read through it, Joe. I apologize.
Yes.
No.
So let's go. Let's get into Joe's.
Joe C. Lock of the century
is our boy. Our boy has been what, 5-2?
Believe so.
5-2.
What was the second one he didn't get right?
The 3-team parlay. He got one wrong there, and then he got the 1 week last week's.
Okay, I know you got the KC one wrong.
Wait, what was last week?
Not last week. The week before. I apologize.
Oh yeah, the week.
You got last week.
Yeah.
Because that helped me out.
You got the KC one wrong. I don't remember the second one.
That was the KC. Yeah.
I don't remember. Oh, that's right. You got greedy with the Dallas one. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
they did win, but they didn't beat the spread or whatever the fuck that thing is called.
Yeah. But you got greedy with the 3 teams the week after.
I did. I was riding a high that I shouldn't have.
So we got 3 games on Sunday.
Joe Cornelius is definitely
this isn't part of the pick'ems for
no we're done.
That's it.
We did not.
So wait,
17 weeks and we did not get a 5-team.
So wait,
correct.
I have a question then.
Let's hear it.
Is this week of games outside the norm, or does this always happen?
Well, you can always bet on playoff games. This is not part of like we had a regular season pick'em thing going on.
A regular season pick'em.
Yeah. Yes.
These are playoff games?
Yes, we're in the playoffs now.
Oh, this is the first week.
We're talking playoffs, Joseph.
Talking
about playoffs.
I thought I heard something that these teams are still trying to qualify. I thought this was like a wild card thing.
Okay. No. Wild card is the playoffs.
Yes.
Technically, wild card is the playoffs. It's the first round of the playoffs.
It's the first round.
Basically, you're
wild cards are because they're division winners. All the division winners get in the NFL, and then any team that gets in after that is called a wild card. So that's what they call a wild card weekend. Because the wild cards are playing after that. It's
and these are the people that are in like second place.
Yes,
this isn't the whole league anymore. This is you had to win enough games to get into a wild card spot. So you take on this wild card,
and this is where like certain teams win, and like you could both be 8-1 or something.
So for example, tomorrow,
but because you beat a higher ranked team, like it gets that specific, right? That's where. Okay.
So, Chris, you want to give us the team? If you wouldn't mind, you want to give us the games tomorrow?
Vanna! Hit the button.
The number 5 Ravens traveling to Tennessee to play at the number 4 Titans.
I think that should be a good game. That's the game I want to watch tomorrow. That's the game I really want to watch. Of all the games tomorrow, that's the game I want to watch the most.
Then you got, in the late afternoon, the number 7 Bears. The Bears going to New Orleans to play the number 2 Saints.
So the Pittsburgh and Browns game's the night game?
Yeah.
And
well, think about fucking Tampa Bay and Washington tonight.
Well, but that's touchdown Tommy.
And then your number 6 Cleveland Browns travel to Pittsburgh to take on the number 3 Steelers.
Tell me about the status between the Cleveland Browns and the Steelers.
So like Steelers are at home.
What's the
Browns don't have a coach. Their coach is not coaching.
He's got COVID and he's not coaching at all.
That's my understanding, correct, Chris?
Okay.
Same understanding?
Yeah.
How did the Cleveland just... COVID ran rampant on Cleveland.
Oh, man. It was dirty.
They are...
And
did they get everybody? Almost everybody.
Also, last week, the Cleveland Browns beat the Steelers barely with the Steelers playing their backups.
Yeah. But it was a vicious game on their part, wasn't it? Like they played.
Yeah. Well, Browns. I don't know. I don't think Baker.
You had a hard time baking on the Browns for anything.
Yeah. I just don't think Baker's that.
They're like the Chicago Cubs before the Cubs. There, like they didn't like before the Cubs won one of the series. That's like the Browns. Like they always lose.
What's the overall or what are the Pittsburgh's?
So Joe's not picking spread wise. He's picking.
Okay, but I just wanted to.
Spread is 5.5, and the over under is 47.5.
Okay, 5.5. I mean, I think I could see Pittsburgh win by a touchdown, but that's not. I'm not.
Juju Smith came out this week, the receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's like, they're still the same Browns. That's what he said.
All these games are on Sunday?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, you couldn't get to Mason Rudolph, who is dog shit.
Yeah, he's not good.
He's not good.
I mean, if Ben can stay healthy,
he's a statue.
If Ben can stay healthy,
there's 2 times where me and Chris like throw the ball, throw the fucking ball.
I mean, Ben Roethlisberger is for his age, he's still deceptively get the
Here's
ball.
Here's your
out.
lock of the century of the fucking week. Bears are gonna lose.
Yeah,
it's the Saints.
Yeah,
I like it.
I'm not gonna lie, Joe. I don't think anybody's gonna argue against.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not even watching that game.
I mean, if the Bears...
Listen, I don't want to make a pick 'em, but if I have to, that's it.
I also read today that Mooney and Roquan are both out for the Bears, so that the middle of the field for the Saints is going to be wide fucking open with whoever's running across the middle. Danny Trevathan will be at least 5 yards behind them every fucking play.
I don't even know what that means.
It's just
not good, Joe. It's not good for the Bears.
It's a solid lock.
It's a lot.
It's not good for the Bears, Joseph.
Brother, but you know what? We're getting close to that point in COVID where like the NFL is going to be over.
The Bears are in such football hell. They're in such football hell with the Bears.
Yeah. No, it's true.
They're just good enough to be like.
What's the hot thing? What's the hot thing after football?
That's what I'm saying. Like, so
basketball
we're done.
And the solid Chicago Blackhawks.
Hawks are gonna be bad.
The Hawks are gonna be bad. We're
someone told us
we're
we're
Chicago fans. But
is there a possibility of some really good UFC fights? Or
there is one. McGregor's going up.
McGregor's going against
Is that next weekend?
Yeah.
The March.
I don't think it's next weekend. I think it's the weekend after that.
Do you have anything good next weekend, Joe? When we're up in Michigan. Ski.
I'll have to look.
The March card. I read the March card is 3 title
Peter
fights.
Yan on one of them.
Yeah, it's Peter Yan, and then it's Adesanya. What's the Polish guy's name? Blanco.
Oh, he's good. He's
whatever that guy's name is. Those two, and then it's one other title fight on the
Blanco from Street Fighter.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, that guy.
Looks like Michael Chiesa is fighting the night that you got. They're fighting at 8.
Do we have to have one more? We all have to have. We have to try the 3Ds one more time after we've had a little bit of drink.
They're fighting at 8 a.m. in the morning.
There we go.
Whoever said they look like a...
Oh, really?
Whoever said the texture was like a bugle was absolutely right.
Yeah, that was Chris. You weren't far off with your what'd you call them?
Pop'ems.
Was he saying poppables, or was he saying the things that you can put on your fingers?
No, that's the bugles.
Those are bugles.
Oh. I thought you said you said Fritos.
Hey, motherfucker.
The nachos taste like... Those taste like Fritos. The nacho cheese ones.
Sir God's got a fat ass handful. I'm having a fat ass.
The nacho cheese ones taste like Fritos.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, the nacho Frito cheese.
That's what I thought of consistency-wise. Yeah, that's close. That's close.
It's so good.
But the bugle consistency... The old ones used to be more like poppables, I felt like.
This blue bag looks like Cooler Ranch. And I put it in my mouth expecting Cooler Ranch.
But spicy ranch.
Oh my god, I never realized this was ranch flavored. I just saw Cool Ranch were like 2 series of words and I never connected it to ranch dressing. Ever.
Is that be banana flavored?
I am I took it at face value, giving it no thought whatsoever.
So the Penelope Birdman has hit Joseph a little bit harder than the rest of us.
No.
Or could have been the Great Lakes Brewing.
Could have been that.
It was a Hoffer Brewing.
I never made that.
Munchen.
I remember finding out about that in the 5th grade. I remember being in the 5th grade finding out about Cool Ranch. I remember the day I found out about it because it was glorious.
I remember the day that they did.
But I never made that connection.
I'm not even shitting you. I remember the day I went to the 7-Eleven by my grammar school. Me and Chris walked in 7-Eleven. We worked at my
to high school.
Yeah, but me and Chris worked at my uncle's bagel shop, and we'd have $20 for the week, and we would spend it all.
When you work for a week, you're at $20 a week.
On a
we
Sunday,
would work like a Sunday for like 4 hours.
Yeah,
I thought you guys worked on a week. No. Damn, that's just Steve Anderson. How does the bagel shop go?
No. Also, we ate like. We were big boys.
We ate like
bagels on bagels on bagels.
And then my dad would come in and he would take a bunch of bagels.
Hey, Peter McGraw comes home. What's better? We're having bagel sandwiches, bitches.
No, it was bad. That's why I was when in 8th grade. I was a chunker. Like we just ate bagels on bagels, and a bagel is a loaf of bread.
I'm not gonna lie. When
couldn't
you
get
saw
fat till college.
When you saw, I saw Peter McGraw's picture one time on his house, like on his thing, and I'm like, who's that? Like, it's Peter. No way.
I was a big boy. Yeah.
It used to be a weekly thing as a kid. I would get 2 Big Macs, 2 10-piece, and an Oreo McFlurry on the reg, and I couldn't gain a pound. And then in college, that all broke.
Joe, you
pretty sure got a tapeworm.
Joe, the one night you ate like 3,000 calories of McDonald's.
Sure
you missed the funny. We all. I think about it now. Like I can't have a piece of fucking bread without thinking twice about it now. But when I was fucking in 8th grade, we'd get a half a day. My mom would pack me lunch. She wouldn't know it was half a day. I'd eat that fucking lunch. I'd stop at the local hot dog place. I'd get a double cheeseburger, mayonnaise and pickles. Extra cheese.
Back then you're selling mayonnaise, huh?
Extra cheese. And I get a large cheese or a large fry with cheese. I'd go to my room and I'd eat that.
Like a champion.
And I would wonder, why am I so fat? Why am I so fat? Yeah, okay, dumbass. And now, like...
But it tasted so good.
Oh.
Listen, this is one thing I'm going to say. I remember...
it sucks when you realize what you eat. Like, when you really do realize, like...
Oh, yeah.
What you're eating is the reason that... Like right now, I won't have bread. I won't have noodles. I won't have pasta because I feel so much better when I eat just... Like,
I'm going to say this
keto.
In defense. I remember and it was a little more drastic at the time. It had to be quicker, but I remember cutting weight for like fights, and I remember being way more miserable. And I'm like, it is a lot easier and fun being fat. Like, there's no doubt about it.
Oh, absolutely.
It is so much easier.
Easier
and fun. But
you don't feel great.
Yeah, you do notice it. Like once
it's
you
easier.
Get to that,
I don't know if it's funner.
I'll be honest with you. When I eat McDonald's,
it's like
I don't feel good at it. Like I'm not trying to be a health nut or a weirdo. I'm 100% honest. Like when I eat McDonald's, even if I'm sober, if I have McDonald's, I just don't feel great afterwards. If I eat bread now, I can tell how lax it makes me feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I eat a clean, like just meat, vegetable type diet, I honestly truly feel better. Like
no, you do notice it after
since January 1st. I've slept better. My exercising is better. I get up at 5:40, not even thinking about it anymore. Just because I haven't eaten noodles or pasta or noodles and pasta are the same thing. I haven't had bread, chips or whatever. But I just kind of cut out the trail mix, the snack and all that weird stuff. And I can't tell you how much better I have felt. Like just a week into this diet again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not perfect, and I do miss. I look at fucking trail mix, and I'm like, God damn it!
Oh yeah.
Or I look at cookie, or I just want, or a snack bar.
I just started back on it, and
it's tough, but
and I literally get like phantom tastes watching things, and I'm like, oh man, that would taste so good right now. So my thing is gum and water.
Yeah, but here's the thing, like it also does make me a little weird, like nervous.
Fills you up.
It does make me a little nervous. Like I'll never. This is it. Like people are OCD with cleaning, OCD with certain things. I'm so OCD with workouts and diet that like I'll never go back from fasting for 24 hours from Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll never go back to consistently eating bread pasta or any rice or anything like that ever again. Like that's it. Like my life is over with that stuff. And that's just because the OCD in me, like I could never, like, because I know what it did to me, and now I'll never go back. Like I see myself like shirtless, and I'm like, oh okay, and I'll never go back, and it makes me sad that like I'll never enjoy a big ziti,
you know what I'm wondering?
Lasagna, like once a year. Yeah,
but I feel like
it's good because I honestly feel so amazing though. Like I'm not even kidding you. I woke up all week this week, Joe, feeling like I went to bed at 9:30, woke up at 5:30, like ready, like just never feeling better.
Yeah,
I needed my glass of water, and workouts were great. All week just felt very like alert, like awesome. Yeah, and it's like holy shit, like you just realize the processed stuff that you eat just really fucking, it just causes you not sleepiness, but like drowsy.
If you can get away from it, and then
I know
then
it's
you
tough.
have it, you do notice it. Yeah.
And I'm not trying to make, like, I hate that, like, I don't want it to sound like I'm trying to make my life so boring. No. Because I haven't had a real slice of pizza in a while.
You know what? You know what I've thought about though is like, like you're at that level, right?
Yeah. Can I ask one second? I don't want to cut you off, but can I ask Chris, because you're very similar to me, and it's way different. Like, I'm just more OCD about it, but what do you think? Like, I would love to know, like, a normal person's thoughts on, like, because you've been forced to be almost like me.
I don't feel like I've been forced to be almost like you.
This is definitely a choice.
It's more of a choice. I feel like I'll be honest. When I was bigger, like I hated working out. I still kind of hate working out, but like it's been so instilled in me now. Like when you do that, like repetition and everything, you feel like garbage if you miss a day. Like I can't go to the gym. Like I used to walk on the treadmill. I can't just go to the gym and walk on the treadmill. I like blew my back out like right before Thanksgiving doing squats. And like the next day I'm on the treadmill walking and I'm like, I can't just walk. This is garbage. I need to be pushing myself.
But that's just out of curiosity, but like food wise and like how like do you like since we got back on a little bit more stricter diet, how have you felt?
Well, the first couple of days were kind of rough because
that's a lie. Like I won't lie. You're right. Yes, I miss the sugar.
Cookies,
you're literally filtering the stuff out.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be
So like the first couple of days were like, this is stupid. This is dumb. I was fine. Yeah. Like I wasn't gaining much weight. I don't know why the hell I'm doing this to myself. But like about a week in, I like it. Feel great. I mean, I've enjoyed myself. I don't miss anything now. Like,
but do you feel like, do you feel more alert? Like, would you, like, do you miss pasta?
No, I don't miss pasta. I miss having the veggies that we used to have.
Yeah, me too.
That kind of sucks. But I don't miss pasta. I don't miss bread. I don't really miss anything all too much. Even like trying these chips and everything. Like, I mean, like, I haven't had chips in forever.
Yeah.
And just trying, like, a chip, it's like, okay, that was cool. That was nice. But I don't need to sit here and like eat the whole entire bag.
Yeah, like we used to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, and we'll stop on that. But it is kind of a crazy thought. Like the diet, like when you start to change a little bit, like the things that you're like, holy shit, like, and then you feel the real effects of it. Because we weren't feeling the real effects of like chips and stuff because your body kind of got used to it.
Yeah.
And then you go back to like having an actual slice of pizza.
This is the thing I was going to say is like he feels guilty. He's exercising. Yeah. He misses or has the chance to miss an exercise. He feels guilty and bad, right? It's like the opposite. You're eating. You exercise and then you're like, that didn't go well. You feel bad and it like deters you from not doing it. So you're just like, you're two sides of the coin. You feel guilty on this side for working out because it wasn't good. And then on the other side, you feel guilty because you didn't work out and you don't feel good.
Yeah. It's just, and I recommend, just honestly, like Joe said, just getting a little bit away from processed foods. Yeah. Like a little bit more vegetables, a little bit more like just healthy. If you can cook.
Here's the thing. I was thinking about this too.
I think that's going to really help.
I think, stay away from, if you can, like, just
it's
like,
not easy.
Cook. It's not. The hardest part is literally learning how to cook and how to season stuff to taste good.
I get that. Well, I don't know. Actually, that's a lie. But I think if you go to the Jewel,
I just go to Costco. I buy veggies and I just roast them. Olive oil, salt, pepper. Same thing with the fish, and then that's what I do. I can eat it on repetition.
If I can chime one thing, like if you start cooking, and you realize, like, I'm not trying to be like an asshole. If you see how much you can save money-wise just by cooking your own meals, as opposed to, like, going and ordering out food all the time, like
you'll learn how to cook.
I mean, like, this is maybe the best food-wise, but if you go spinning meatballs, like, you want to go buy this somewhere, you're probably paying like $30, like $20.
$20
per meal.
For sure, yeah.
I mean, you can make a
week's worth. Like,
you can if you put $20 worth of ingredients for like that in the grocery store, you could probably eat that for a fucking week.
And it doesn't honestly doesn't take that much time. Even if you had like we get home at 8:00.
No, the hardest hump is learning.
Yeah.
No, once you get into
the patience.
I mean, you talk about COVID.
I
don't have the patience.
Here's one thing about COVID. That's the one thing about COVID's plus. Like, I've cooked a lot more because I don't have that hour commute to get home.
Yeah.
That hour I sign off, go make dinner, and we come back, and I can go back later if I want to.
I think that's as good as any to go.
I think I had a story that I said I was going to bring up.
Oh, you did. Wait, hey, listen. You bring it up. I'm going to use the washroom because I'm going to
go for it. Let's do it.
I'm going to die.
So I think I forget how we were talking about it, but I know it was about a podcast that I listened to. And so, like, what it was is, like, you guys are familiar with Cannonball Run?
Yeah.
So that's the movie with Burt Reynolds, right?
Right. So it's really
Jackie Chan was in that.
Yes, he was.
First
movie.
Before he was
famous.
big.
So the point of the movie is like he went across, like, a race across the country, right?
Which is a thing that now happens in real life.
That started from a Car and Driver magazine article that happened. Like, this guy basically in the 70s started in New York, and there was like a destination in California that you could drive, and he drove from there to California in like in a certain amount of time. I'm totally off on times, but I think it was like 35 hours, something like that. He drove straight up, there to California. And then, like, over time, this record has been sort of standing, and it's been going down slightly. Like, it went down, like, over time. And I think the most recent, this guy on the podcast talked about it, he did it, like, he was the record holder for, like, 5-6 years. It was, like, 29 hours from New York to California.
Yep.
29 hours straight driving, like, you basically minimal stops, your radar detector all over the place, trying to get that cop to stop you.
It's very known in this, when this thing happens, a lot of these cars that do this are
they're modified for extra gas tanks.
High-end, sometimes even exotic cars, and they're tricked out with all the technology because they're blowing through, speeding crazy.
So what was very interesting about this is that since COVID started, this record
has been broken
9 times.
Yeah, like, what is it? Richard Rollins, the guy from Gas Monkey, he had the record. Yeah. And, like, then somebody broke it.
Because of the lack of traffic, it's been fucking blown through.
That guy literally had his record broken, like, 9 or 10 times during COVID because of traffic.
So now it sounded like 24 hours, I think it was, like, to get from New York to California via car.
Which is going to be, I feel like you have to have an asterisk.
The funniest thing was the one guy who did it, he's like, I filled up for gas, and my card got denied in Texas. Because they didn't think the algorithms for Chase or whatever didn't think that he could get to X to Y quick enough, even by plane or by any other way.
Yeah.
Than his credit. So he had to, like, go pay cash for his goddamn gas.
Shit.
That's ridiculous. That's fucking crazy. And I love that Richard Rollins, I remember that episode where he went and got that car back that he did for New York.
Yeah.
You know what, though?
Episode. But it sounds like a lot. I mean, that
Maybe we
sounds like fun.
Fuck it. I mean, Cannonball Run.
Not competitively. Dude, those guys are going like...
What's that records for longest drive time ever?
The one guy averaged...
You're right, because we couldn't pregame.
The one guy was averaging...
But we had to have somebody drive us.
What if we just did the Cannonball Run?
The one guy was legit
averaging. Rental
the one guy was averaging...
you would do like around Chicago.
He averaged for 8 hours of it, like 100 plus miles an hour.
Okay, no.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, it's nothing
but
like
I can do 90 in a mile.
People don't sleep or anything.
They rotate drivers.
I mean, I would be fine.
They put extra fuel tanks in the car. And
it's crazy.
Well, listen, that's. You know what? I'm glad that you remember that because I do remember writing that down.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was the last one or the one before.
No, it was
the one before.
It was the last one. 100% was the last one.
Was it?
I'm like, hey, we're already in hour 50. He's like, let's.
I thought this was 2 weeks ago. I thought the one that he talked about last week.
Well, there was one last week.
Different. There was something last week.
I don't remember what prompted it, but I remember that I wanted to bring it up.
It was a different subject that he talked about last week. We'll bring it up next week. We're a week behind on that.
We're two fucking cliffhangers.
We'll make a note.
I'll just remember the second cliffhangers. I don't remember that one at all.
I'll go back. Don't worry.
Tune in. Same day, same time, same radio station.
Let's go Bears.
Tighten up. Bye.